If you can't say no without trembling, you're not being polite. You're being conquered. Every time you over-explain to someone who doesn't respect your limits, every time you smile and say, "It's fine," while your chest tightens, you're bleeding authority. This isn't kindness. It's quiet defeat. Think about it. The girl who covers every extra shift at work, or the one in college who carries an entire group project. She gets thanked, maybe even praised, but when it comes time for leadership, she's invisible. Meanwhile, the one who calmly says, "That doesn't work for me," ends up the one they respect. Chapter 1. Why Boundaries Matter. Machiavelli wrote, "He who is not master of himself will be mastered by others." Boundaries aren't about rejection, they're about signaling power. In the workplace, the yes girl becomes reliable but replaceable. She drowns in work and still gets overlooked. The one who sets clear limits, she's seen as focused, decisive, leadership material. It's the same in relationships. How many women tolerate breadcrumbing or situationships because they're scared of seeming difficult? But the moment you calmly walk away, the balance flips. Respect follows clarity, not compromise. So ask yourself, where are you letting yes turn you into background noise? Chapter 2. Saying no, without apology. Most people weaken their no with too many words. They say, "I'm sorry, I can't. I have family stuff. I'm tired, maybe next week." What the other person actually hears is, "Convince me." Machiavelli's rule: decide slowly, but deny firmly. The modern rule: short sentences win. Say instead, "That won't work for me." End of sentence. Then wait. This pause feels uncomfortable, but that's where respect is born. Serena Williams has said she learned to protect her time with one word: no. That's why she's not just a champion, she's a legend. Challenge yourself, practice saying no out loud, without excuses, because every apology you tack on makes your boundary sound like a negotiation. Chapter 3. The art of fog, but not every no has to be sharp. Sometimes the most powerful boundary is uncertainty. Machiavelli called this the art of fog. Look at Rihanna. She vanishes for years, then suddenly drops an album, a makeup line, or a Super Bowl performance. Nobody knows what's coming, so nobody dares underestimate her. You can use this tactic in your daily life. Instead of a hard no, say, "I'll need to think about that," or "That's not a priority right now." It's vague on purpose. That fog makes people back off because they don't know where the line is. Zendaya does the same thing. She doesn't overshare. She lets mystery build. The less predictable you are, the harder it is for people to test you. Where could you add fog in your life? A little mystery that keeps others from taking your time for granted. Chapter 4. The cold cut. Other times, boundaries aren't explained. They're enforced. If someone keeps pushing after you've been clear, you don't argue. You cut. No drama, just silence. Think of the guy who only texts you at midnight. You up? The strongest boundary isn't a speech. It's deleting the number. Or the friend who always unloads their problems on you but never asks about yours. You stop replying instantly, you give less access. That silence becomes the consequence. Think of it like pruning a tree. You don't explain to the branch why it's being cut. You just cut. And in the space that follows, power grows back. So ask yourself, who in your life keeps testing your limits because you've been too forgiving? What would change if you stopped explaining and simply walked away? Chapter 5. Reputation as armor. The strongest boundaries are the ones you don't even have to speak. Everyone knows that one woman who doesn't put up with nonsense. Nobody tests her, not because she announces it, but because her reputation already does the work. That's how Taylor Swift turned ownership of her music into a movement. She didn't beg, she re-recorded, reclaimed, and let her actions set the boundary. Now her reputation speaks before she even enters the room. You can build the same armor, enforce your rules early, be consistent, let people tell the story of how you handle disrespect. Then your reputation becomes your shield. Margaret Thatcher once said, "Being powerful is like being a lady. If you have to tell people you are, you aren't. Power isn't explained, it's felt." Closing challenge. Boundaries are not requests, they're declarations of value. And when you believe that, your voice steadies, your energy settles, and people feel it. You don't ask for respect, you expect it. Machiavelli would remind you, a prince doesn't ask permission to guard his kingdom. He builds walls, he chooses allies, and when tested, he responds with finality. So here's your challenge. Tonight, write down 3 places where you've been too flexible, too apologetic, too forgiving. Tomorrow, practice saying no to just one of them. Stop setting your boundaries like a servant hoping for mercy. Set them like a ruler who knows what's hers.